Hello, hello, and welcome to Maverick Mondays. And this is Facebook Live. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and we are talking about making mistakes. Yes, indeed. We talk about things every single week about what it means to create unbelievable success, abundance, passion in your world, how to create the life of your dreams, and doing it by doing things different than you've ever done them before, and even more profoundly different than the majority of the world does them. Why do I say do things different than the majority of the world does it? Because the majority of the world are unhappy, depressed, upset, not happy or satisfied with their life. I want you to have a different life, to create that abundance in your world that seems to be lacking, or that you've been desiring for a long time that you haven't quite gotten a hold of yet. Well, this is the place to be talking about how to shift that up, how to change it up, and how to create it to be that abundance with everything that you want in your world. And we do that by doing things different. Hey guys, hey everyone, welcome aboard. We are talking about how to make things different in your world by doing things different, going about it in a different way, a little bit unconventional, counterintuitive thinking, all of the great components that I've watched and read biographies all of people from the millennium and all around the world on how they've created success, and watched every single one of them is doing things just slightly different than the average folk, and they do things different than most. And one of those differences I've observed in highly successful people is how they handle the stuff that happens in their life. Oops, I made a mistake. Oops, there's a challenge in my business. Oops, I'm getting smacked around in my world. It happens to everyone. And this is what most people don't get, is that the challenges that happen in your life, for the most part, and I've watched this, for the most part, it happens equally to everyone. What makes the difference is how people respond to those challenges. And the way you respond will either cause you to spiral down or spiral up to success. And so you must be clear. How are you responding to life? How are you creating that difference in your world by the responses that you give to your mistakes, to your challenges, to what's going on in your business? Hi, everyone. Welcome aboard. We've got Christine, we've got Dom, we've got Vicky, Terry, Gregory. Welcome aboard, Greg, Darren. Hey, everyone. Glad that you're here. And we're talking about what is your response to when things don't quite go as planned. What happens in your world when, you kind of miss the step a little and you make a mistake? There's a challenge in your world. There's a challenge in your business. And I will say, I talk primarily and focus in on what's going on with your business, on how to double and triple your income. However, all of these techniques and strategies apply to your business or your personal life as well. Because I'm a firm believer in the fact that you have one life. It doesn't get compartmentalized from business and personal. You've got one life, and let's live that life to its fullest by treating everything in your world as if it actually is important. Wouldn't that be nice? Hey, Denise. So what we're talking about here, and absolutely comment below, whether you're listening to this live or listening to it in recording. Go ahead and comment. We do go back and respond to the comments as they continue to be posted in Facebook ongoing. So absolutely, no matter when this recording was recorded and you're looking at it, go ahead and respond to it and comment. We're talking about adversity that happens in your business, mistakes that you make, challenges that come up. What is it that you do What's your response to those mistakes? What's your response to those? Go ahead and comment below as you are have challenges in your world. What are those challenges as mistakes are happening? How are you showing up and responding to those mistakes? It's one of the things that we're talking about here. And I find that there are five different responses, general responses that people have. And hey, Tammy. And so some of the responses are, one is they do nothing. They do nothing not because they see it and they decide to do nothing. They do nothing because they don't understand what's going on, and they're like the deer in the headlights. They just get frozen and they stop. They're confused. They don't really realize what's happening. Let's just call them clueless. So number one response to things that happen in your world is you're completely clueless as to what's going on or that it's really happening, and you do absolutely nothing. So that's one. Two response, and go ahead and comment which you believe you are, and you might want to wait till I get through all five. Number two is you surrender, and you surrender because you see things happening and yet you're afraid to respond. You're afraid to act. And so you let it transpire without you doing anything for fear of not knowing what to do, or more precisely, when you do something, you will be attacked or ridiculed. You will be doing the wrong thing. Whatever the case may be, there's a fear factor going on that keeps you from really acting. You see it happening and you just get frozen with fear and don't do anything. So we have clueless and frozen with fear. The third, which you see an awful lot, is hysteria, absolute attack mode. So here you have something happens in your world, somebody does something, or something happens in your business that was an oops, a mistake, and you just go at it. You create a hysteria, a whirlwind of activity around you that just is over the top reaction to what happened. So this is really, how many of you have seen this? And you've seen it either in yourself, and you don't have to admit it. You've seen it in yourself, or you've seen it absolutely in others, where people respond in such an over-the-top fashion that you go, what the heck just happened? What is it? Most of the time, and this is human condition, they're reacting in that hysteria mode because they're fearful, and they're hiding their insecurities. They're hiding their own fear of whatever's going on. They're hiding their fear of what could be happening with their business or their life by attacking in that way. Hey, Holly, welcome aboard. Challenges, keep moving forward while things are in flux. Absolutely, systems, processes are the key, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. Getting them in place so that it makes follow-up, visibility, and consistency in place. Absolutely, that's exactly where I'm going with this, and you're going to see. So we end up having these people that are clueless, the people that are fearful, and the people that are so fearful that they go into attack mode and they go over the top. Number four is this resolution. They go and they solve the challenge. Unfortunately, though, they approach the problem, they approach the challenge as if it can be solved with a simple Band-Aid, and they go and make a quickie solution, they make a quickie resolution, and they get it solved for the moment. They don't do anything really innovative. They do just enough to get by, just enough to cover it up, to solidify the challenge, to patch up the hole in the dam, so to speak, but nothing more. And this is, we see an awful lot, especially when you reference kind of like middle management in most corporations. They'll do just enough not to stick their head up too high for them to be noticed, just enough to make sure that things stay status quo, if you will. Then there's response 5. And there's this fifth response, and this is where most leaders play. This is what creates the difference between the average, between the people that just kind of get by, and the people that create unbelievable success. This is the key, is that they look at any challenge as an opportunity to excel, as an opportunity to take a look at systems, on processes, take a look at what's going on in their world, and create a solution that is long-standing, that'll hold on to keep them in space with their business, not just for today, but where that problem, that challenge never happens again, because they've created a system that solidifies that solution to be automatic and take care of the challenge ever coming up. This is really key. It takes creativity. It takes innovation. It takes understanding systems and processes and taking the opportunity of turning a challenge into a great boost forward with their business and their life. This is key. And this is the difference. When you go through all five, 4 out of the 5 either are places where you spiral down or at the very best sustain. And it's only in this fifth approach to challenges where you can excel and really create that greatness in your world, really create that abundance in your life. So it's a matter of creating those systems and processes. Every time a challenge comes up, I want you to approach it like it's a task of solution needs to be created, a system needs to be created, not just a patch. We've got, hey, Holly, smiles galore. Gregory, I work to analyze it to figure out what the lesson I should be getting from it. Yes, and then take it from lesson all the way to the next level. Take it from lesson on what you want to learn from it to what's the system that'll keep it from ever occurring again. What is the system, the real solution to the challenge? That's what you want to approach. So we have the clueless, we have the afraid, we have the hysteria, we have the patchwork, and then we have the innovative creation mode of creating a system to sustain it to a whole nother level. One of the things that, and I've been really on this task of doubling my business every single year. I had been preaching it for many, many years with all my students. Oh, yes, come on board and I'm going to double your income. And we were doing that and we were creating it, only there was a small segment that would create it year after year after year. And I began to look at myself in the mirror and realize I had created it once or twice, only I hadn't created it year in and year out. It wasn't my focus, and I lost track on what I was preaching and making sure I was living it. What I believe and know for a fact is that you could continue to double, continue to grow at exponential rate every single year. There are strategies and systems to be able to do that. So in that process over the last several years, I've been really focused on doubling my business every single year, and we've been accomplishing and hitting those marks. This year, my goal is to actually do 2.5 times what I did last year in this year. So in that realm, what does it take to really double and go even beyond that and more than double your business? It takes analyzing every time. And this is one of the tasks for my team and one of the things that I look at every single day. A challenge comes up. What is the system that fell apart? Because that's really what challenges are in your business world. It's because a system didn't work or it's not in place yet. And so what system isn't working? And what system needs to be put in place to keep that challenge from showing up again? And now, will you ever get to the end of the challenge? Will you ever have a challenge-free life? Probably not, only because at least in my life, there's constant change and constant growth. And for most of your lives, that's where the passion, that's where your world is, and that's where real livelihood gets created. So with constant change, which is our world, there's going to be challenges, new things that come up every day. With that being the case, every time it happens and you build a system around it, your business, your life, your whole world gets stronger and stronger and more abundant every single day, every single week, every single year. I find now I don't have emergencies in my life anymore. I used to have them and used to go around just putting out fires every day. Now we have, probably one fire a month. And now we're building systems and strategies to minimize that so there are none. That all the challenges are minor ones. There are no major fires. And every time a challenge comes up, we're creating a system. We're creating a solution that is a long-term solution. That takes some innovation. That takes some creativity. That takes some brainstorming. That takes some accountability with your team and your coaches and mentors, for instance. That's why a lot of people come on board and hang out with us on a regular basis, because we deliver that space to have that brainstorming. So this was a reminder to pay attention to the challenges, because that's your opportunity. Those are your opportunities to grow, to develop into a whole nother atmosphere, a whole nother stratosphere, if you will, in your business and your life, and to watch for those challenges to create that abundance. We talk about doing things different, making it a different world and growing to a whole nother space. This is Maverick Mondays, and we're talking about how to do it different. And that's what Mavericks do. They find a way to do it different every single day. Go ahead and put your challenges right here. What's coming up for you, and how do you approach challenges, and maybe some offshoots on this whole concept of innovation and creativity in approaching your problems in your company and in your life, and how it's coming up for you. I know for me, this has been, over the last several years, my major task has been building more and more systems and processes in my business that take care of minimizing any challenges that would come up. What's going on for you? What systems or processes might you be looking for to create? What challenges are coming up that you haven't figured out what to do about them, and how to keep them from showing up again and again and again? So what's happening for you? Comments or questions from the group? We've got a couple minutes left. What do you have for me? Any thoughts that are going on for you? What is it that is some of your biggest challenges in your world, some of the biggest challenges in your life that you struggle with on a regular basis? Go ahead and comment below. Go ahead and share them with the group, and let's see what we can come up with to help you create that difference in your world. What do you have? Let's see now. Got a couple. The problem is the possibility. Lesson to solution. Problem is the possibility. Yes. It creates the whole nother existence. So what problems are you coming up with, or